Alright, what up my dudes? So this is going to be a video guide to accessories in Archerage. Basically I'm going to talk about what accessories you want, where to get them, and how to upgrade them. So let's get to it. Alright, so first we're going to start with the necklace. So with the necklace you basically have two main options, or maybe three I guess. First one's going to be the Proven Warrior necklace, which is going to be the Arkham Evernight and the Arkham Day, well, I don't know that word, but the other one, and then the Soul Liberator. So basically the Arkham Evernight necklace is going to be a more defensive option. The main stat here is going to be that 6% damage reduction, which is really huge. It's going to give you stamina, toughness, and some focus. And then the other option, the Arkham Day other necklace, this gives you reduced cast time, so this is good for healers. However, generally I would not recommend this for most healers unless you're literally in like full erenor gear, because the 6% damage reduction from the Evernight necklace is just way too powerful to not have. And then third option, Soul Liberator. This necklace is more for an offensive stats. This one, you can change the stats on this one. On the Proven Warrior necklaces, you cannot change the stats. From the Soul Liberator, you have 4 stats that you are able to change. Alright, so now where to get the necklaces for the Proven Warrior necklace. Basically, if you go to your hero hall, if you're on West, it's going to be in Marianople, you'll find this Proven Warrior workbench. And then if you look for Proven Warrior necklace, basically you can craft this up starting from rank 1. It's going to cost Honor Forged metals, which you can buy from the Honor shop for 2,000 honor each, and then some Starlight dust. Starlight, you can get that from salvaging any accessories that you get from dungeons and things like that, or you can just buy those in auction as well. And then basically, once you craft the rank 1 necklace, what you'll need to do is craft each awakening scroll to basically awaken it to the next rank. So if you craft the rank 1 scroll, it's going to be used to awaken rank 1, and then so on, and then goes all the way up to rank 13. So you use the rank 13 scroll to awaken rank 13 up to 14. And then once you get to around, I think 7, this is where you'll get to choose between the one that gives you receive damage or reduced cast time. And then you also notice that at rank 6 they start to also cost blank regrade scrolls. These you can craft with paper and dawn-like essence. So basically, this necklace will cost honor, starlight, and blank regrade scrolls. Alright, so to get the Soul Liberator necklace, you'll need to get it from the Hereafter Rebellion dungeon. If you open your instance tab, it's going to be under dungeons, and this is a single player dungeon that requires 8,000 equipment points. You just hit enter right there. Alright, so inside the Hereafter Rebellion dungeon, basically you just kill a lot of things, and then you'll get points in the form of Hereafter prestige, and then based on how much prestige you get, it'll give you a reward chest. In order to get a guaranteed necklace drop, you need to get 500 prestige, but the necklace also has a chance of dropping if you get lower than that, but a guaranteed drop is going to come out of 500. So I'm just going to do this real quick, and then we'll talk about how to upgrade the necklace. Alright, so once we get 500, or I guess 600 points, we go ahead and exit the dungeon. Alright, so once you get out of the dungeon, your reward is going to be mailed to you in this crate. Get that crate, and then open it. And then basically you're going to get a chance, well, unless you have 500 points, then you'll get a guaranteed drop of the necklace. Then you also get awakening scrolls and some other stuff. So basically, when it comes to the necklace, when you first get the necklace, the Soul Guardian, it's going to have 2 stats by default. These stats are completely random. What I would recommend is that you do not start upgrading the necklace until you get the stats that you need. So basically, this is going to be skill damage. So if you're a ranged DPS, then you want to have that ranged skill damage. If you're melee, you want melee skill damage, then magic, you want magic skill damage. Healers, if you use this necklace, then you can take healing. Basically, you want to have this stat. This is the most important one. The second one, the base stat, the agility, strength, stamina, intelligence, spirit, that one's easy. You can change that around to whatever later. But this is the most important stat, that percent skill damage. So once you get the skill damage stat that you need, you can start upgrading it. So since this is a dungeon equipment, you will need to use the abyssal enhancers to upgrade it. So these little purple things. And then basically once you get to divine, you can awaken it using the hereafter awakening scroll. And then basically once you awaken the necklace, it's gonna turn into the soul liberator and give you the 2 additional stats. And so basically with these stats, the ones that you want are going to be, generally you're going to want that attack power. So if you're ranged, you're going to want range attack, magic attack for mages, healing power for healers, and then melee attack for melees. And then for that 4th stat, you can go ahead and take, if you're more PvP focused, then you're going to want that defense penetration. So physical defense penetration or magic defense penetration. Attack speed and cast time, I wouldn't take those over the defense penetration. Defense penetration is a much stronger stat, since you can see it gives up to 1,000, which is a lot. And then of course for that base stat, you can go ahead and just change that to whatever you want. So and that's how you get the soul liberator. So now let's talk about the earrings and rings. So basically you're gonna get the earrings and rings that you want from the noryette challenge. So this is a dungeon that requires 5 players. Basically you kill these enemies, kill them in waves, and they give you the accessories. Starting with the earrings, this one's really straight up and simple. Receive damage and max health. These are the best stats you can get. Basically these are going to give you the max survivability. For your base stat right here, you can have based on whatever your class is, so strength, agility, stamina, intelligence, spirit. But for these 2 stats, basically receive damage and max health are going to be the best. Alright, so now going on to the ring. So the ring, this is more, this is going to be different based on your class, but the ring basically generally is going to give you more offensive stats. So if you are a melee DPS, range DPS, or mage, then you're going to need to have that percent skill damage. So melee skill damage, range skill damage, or magic skill damage. If you're a healer, you can go ahead and take healing. And then for your other stat, if you are more geared towards PvP, then you're going to want to have that defense penetration. So physical defense penetration or magic defense penetration if you're a mage. If you're not building defense penetration, you can build something like attack speed maybe. If you're melee or range DPS, cast time, you can take cast time if you're a healer. Mages, maybe you can take cast time if you want, but that's pretty much the only stats that I would take. So pretty much defense penetration and percent skill damage. If you're a DPS, if you're a healer, you're going to want cast time and healing or something like health. And then if you're a tank, what I would actually take is going to be cast time and attack speed. Another thing to note about noryette is that to upgrade them, basically when you first get the accessory drop, it's going to come with just this first stat, this green stat right here. You're going to want to wait until you get the stat that goes with your class before you start to upgrade it. And then basically to upgrade it, you just use, since it's a dungeon piece, you will need to use abyssal enhancers. And then you can use the noryette awakening scrolls. So there's going to be this one right here, the noryette awakening scroll. So once you get that first noryette ring or earring to divine, you can awaken it with this scroll. This will give you the second stat. And then once you get that luminous noryette accessory to legendary, you can awaken it with the luminous scroll, and that's going to get to radiant noryette, and that's going to give you the third stat. Alright, so now let's talk about Erenor. So You can get erenor rings and earrings. You can also make erenor necklace, but it sucks, so we don't talk about it. Basically, to get erenor earrings and rings, basically you can craft them in an armor house. You'll need 180 handicraft proficiency, and they both take the same materials. So accessory regate scrolls made from star points, blank regate scrolls, starlight arcane essence you get from salvaging accessories. Even a starlight blessing you can make with acid pouches, cursed armor pieces, and dragon stabilizers, prismatic diamonds, and some gold ingots. So you can craft them at an armor house. And then to upgrade the rings, basically what you need to do, go to a castle workbench where you can craft the erenor accessory infusions. You use these to basically infuse your erenor with XP. And for earrings, generally, for accessories, generally people only go to legendary, and that's just so that it gets to the point where you can awaken it. And then once you get up to legendary, well, actually you won't use legendary fusions, you can use epic infusion to get up to legendary. And once you get up to legendary, the erenor awakening scroll to awaken your accessory up to radiant erenor. You can awaken that with you can craft that awakening scroll with acid pouches and cursed armor pieces. And then basically when it comes to the stats on erenor, the stats are basically going to be the same as you would on noryette. The only difference is that you have an extra stat line. So for example, instead of having only stamina, strength, intelligence, agility, spirit, you have 2 stats. So that means you can take your main stat for your class as well as stamina, and then also the base stats, or actually all the stats, will be higher. The one thing that I will say though about erenor versus noryette is that noryette accessories give you the PvE damage reduction and skill damage buff, and so for that reason, when it comes to PvE, noryette accessories are always going to be more beneficial. Erenor accessories are basically for PvE only, because the 4% damage reduction you get from earrings and 4% skill damage you get from rings is much more significant than what you get from going from noryette to erenor. So for PvE purposes, noryette is always going to be superior. Alright, so another thing that you might have noticed is that on accessories you can get lunafrosts. So like for example in mine I have melee attack +3 and physical defense +53. So the lunafrosts that you can use for your accessories are going to be these ones right here, either indomitable or distorted. And basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different options based on your class. So basically they can give you either melee attack or range attack or magic attack, and then they also give you physical or magic defense. These go in your accessories, so your necklace, ring, earrings, as well as your instrument. So if you want some extra gear score, here you go. Alright, so lastly we'll be talking about the hiram ring. So the best ring you can get, in one finger you'll have your noryette ring or your erenor ring, and then on the other finger you're going to want to have your hiram ring. So basically to get this ring there's a long quest line where you basically have to combine the dream ring as well as the augmented hiram ring. For these there are plenty of guides on the internet that you can look at, but I would start doing these as soon as possible. You're going to need to get both the dream ring and the hiram ring to combine them into the flawless hiram ring, and basically this is going to give you the best stats for your accessories. And so when it comes to the stats, generally what you want to have, number 1 is going to be receive damage, 3% receive damage. You're going to want this no matter who you are. That's going to give you really good survivability. And then if you're a DPS class, you're going to want to have your skill damage, so melee skill damage, range skill damage, or magic skill damage. And then if you're a DPS for your 3rd stat, you're going to want to take that defense penetration, so either physical defense penetration or magic defense penetration. And if you're a healer, you can go ahead and take healing, and And then if you're a tank, you can take something like toughness or resilience. Alright, so that's gonna be my accessory guide. If you have any questions, reach out. And if I miss anything, then oh well.